Okay. Oh, whoa! I just turned on like night vision, I guess. Anyway, would you just say your names, how old you are, and if you live in Delaware?
How old we are? That's
business?
not nice.
Or you can give an approximate age if you don't mind. And
22?
very
No,
accurate, I'm sure.
I'm serious. I'm an old newspaper hack. What is with this age obsession?
We
I'm
have to
serious.
know. The people want to know the
No, they
age.
don't.
They're very
wife
curious.
didn't
Your
even wanna
professor
know.
wants to know the age.
Yes, actually the real thing.
Is
She
this
wants.
for the review or?
Actually, it's part review, part my class project, because we're all doing a whole, covering the entire election from
Good for
start
you.
to finish. I chose volunteers. I just wanted to know why volunteers volunteer. So, no, so the thing is, name, age, if you live in Delaware, where in Delaware, and how long have you been volunteering?
Alright, I'm Mike Stant. I'm 18. I live in Delaware. I actually live in Dover, but right now I'm a student at UD. So I volunteer. I've known him only for like a couple years through my brother, and also represents the same party that I like to represent. So,
Okay. Oh, what's your major at UD?
athletic training interests.
Cool. Hi.
Bowden Day, Bodenday. I'm 70 years old, and I've known Paul Bombeck for almost 20 years.
Okay.
and
My
he's
friend
al-
interviewed him actually.
Pardon me?
My friend interviewed him today.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's almost achingly fair-minded. He's just, I mean, it's, Paul,
Thanks, guys.
why don't you? And yeah, he's a very fair-minded, level-headed person. And I'm out here just because I really, I think that Paul and Senator Sokolow are just really good, solid
Thanks for
people
coming
that
today.
will represent us well in the State House. What was the other thing you wanted to ask?
Oh, what part of Delaware are you from?
Oh, I'm here from Newark. Been here. We moved together, didn't we? From Massachusetts? No, just kidding you. Yeah, so I'm a fairly long time proud townie, if you can say that. No. Proud townie. Yeah.
Okay.
My name is Steve Beard, and I'm
How do you spell that?
Beard. Just like what we've got.
Oh,
Yeah. And 60 years old. Live here in Newark. Work for the university, and I know Paul through. I guess I know him through Progressive Democrats for Delaware, and he was the head of that. I guess he still effectively is at the moment. And I also work for John Kowalko in the 25th district. I actually live in the 25th district, but John has no opponent this year. So,
How long have you been volunteering?
well, I got involved in politics back in like 2002, I guess. I had to. Felt like I had to at that point when we invaded Iraq.
Yeah.
I said, this is crazy, so.
I have to ask you, why did you start volunteering? Like, what made you?
Yeah, that's what did it.
Do you remember when you started volunteering and why you did it?
I actually, when I was 12 years old, my father worked at the Philadelphia Inquirer,
Okay.
and I was a runner. I would take the numbers from the phones to the. There you go. Thanks, Steve. Down to the press room, and they would type up the numbers. They put them on the board. So actually, at the age of 12, I was one of the kids who first knew the outcome of the election, because the newspapers knew back then. It wasn't. We didn't have a lot of TV coverage.
Right.
And that's really what got me interested. And then my dad was to the right of Genghis Khan. And so we would fight at the dinner table. And it was great because we mix it up. And that's what got me interested. Let me see. Back in the 1950s.
Okay.
And still going at it. What is your name, by the way?
I'm sorry, I didn't say. My name's Mercedes Murphy. Sorry, wrong hand, I guess.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Any hand is good.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Do you remember when you started
It's the
volunteering?
first time, so
Oh, okay.
I
So,
just came out. My brother Jamie asked me to come out for Bill, and then I didn't even know UD had like a young Republican club.
Yeah.
I just kind of found out about that today, so I'm probably gonna actually look more into that when I get back. So
yeah, I have friends interviewing the Young Republicans and Young Democrats Club, so
Yeah.
should be very exciting. I was actually wondering what a volunteer does for the campaign. Like, how do you get involved, and what do you do when you are involved?
all right. Well, I mean, for the most part today, I just kind of been like greeting people. I mean, it's a good way to make sure they know who's running, At least that's how I feel. Like you walk up and like, oh, that person's running. If they don't really keep up with the news or anything. Also, I've also some people are challengers in there where they'll say names in there, and they see like that person's not supposed to be voting. They'll challenge that and whatnot. And then I've also done some polling, exit polling, and I did a little bit here. It's just like for their own stats, just to see where they're at.
Okay. How long have you guys been out here today? Just to...
You've been out here a lot longer.
Yeah, I've been out here since like 8 o'clock.
Since what? 5 o'clock?
8 o'clock this morning.
Oh, and oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've gone inside like once.
This is a volunteer.
Well, you've been volunteering for longer. You've been volunteering for longer. So how long are you usually out for like a voting day? Like how many hours?
This time it's just 2 hours.
Okay.
He's the pro tonight.
That's his first time. He's excited, obviously.
Yeah, but I also,
Thanks for coming tonight.
because I have a writing background, I was asked to write it. They're called neighbor-to-neighbor letters, and they're written by people who both know the candidate and also live in the district. Okay, so this was distributed by hand, door to door, the old-fashioned door-to-door way. You know, it's like cops now still have to go door to door.
Yeah.
Still have to do. So this was the legwork, and so I wrote that letter, and
I voted today sticker, sir.
and also we would sit down at a couple meetings and run some ideas. But Paul was very big. I had I'm old Philadelphia, West Philadelphia.
Right.
You know, rough and tumble politics, and Paul said none of that. No, we're not going to go negative, anything like that. So, anyway, which was good. Which is another draw to him.
Right.
Because he said, I know it will probably do help. As you know, negative often helps a politician.
Yeah.
Paul decided, you're not going to do this, no. So, anyway.
Since he's talking about his politician, what'd you do to your politician, like your candidate? Like, what do you like about your candidate?
It is.
I mean, I pretty much just like kind of like how conservative he is. I like the conservative values.
Right.
That's kind of how I grew up in my family. Like I'm in Dover, so
Right.
I mean it's not like I can vote for him or anything, but still.
That's cool. So you still come out to support him though you can't vote
Yeah.
in this? Yeah. Okay. Another question. You've been volunteering for a while. You volunteered today. Have you ever been like attacked or by
Oh yeah, alright today.
Really?
I mean, I was
You
really
were?
attacked. It's just kind of like, actually, Bill, his kids were outside, like with their signs out, and just kind of going by. Like you see, one guy gave a thumbs up, one guy gave a thumbs down. Next people flipped him off. So it's just kind of like, wow, is that like necessary?
That's cold. That's just,
I went to the polling place across the street at the community center, and they said nothing happened to them today.
Yeah.
They said they've been volunteering for like 20 years, and nothing ever happened to them.
Yeah.
And I was like, that can't be
Yeah,
right.
yeah, for the most part, no. People, like I just feel like most people aren't gonna do anything. I mean, of course, like, you get thumbs up, you get thumbs down, but I mean that's not really
Yeah.
anything. So
I noticed, down people,
I voted today sticker.
don't think I'm just biased, but people in what we call it, lower, slower Delaware, in Sussex County. No,
I'm from Middletown, so I'm like, I'm almost
Sussex,
super.
not
oh, okay, all right.
But
Oh, not
they
Kent
tend to
County,
be-
never.
They tend to be more rowdy and aggressive.
I would actually agree with that. I would agree with that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you see some.
It's
in
just,
Kent,
and
too,
it's like if you compare Philadelphia, like especially I lived in Kensington area of Philadelphia at one time. If you compare that with, who you voting for? with Newark is a lot more civil, and it's. I think people tend to be. Would you say? I think they look at the issues a little bit more, and they're more thoughtful, and they say, "Wait a minute, what do you mean by this?"
Do people ask you about issues when they come up here and about to vote? They ask you for like last minute questions when they're about to go inside about policy.
No one has really asked me anything. Not about policy. I feel like most people when they come, they already know who they're
They
voting
pretty
for.
much made up their minds. Yeah.
I was gonna ask, like, since we're out here last minute, right before election's about to happen, you think it's effective being out here before people are about to walk in, supporting your candidate? You think it changes their vote anyway? Potential vote?
I wondered about that myself.
I mean, I think it all depends on the person. Like, some people will come and vote. They're just coming to vote because they have the right to. They won't really know who's running, and they'll just see shirts and maybe they'll, when they go in,
okay.
yeah, like, oh, wait, I saw that name somewhere. I'll just put that name. So, it may not. There's nothing really proving it.
Oh yeah, because I think Paul Bombeck won by 41 votes, something like this. And these, they shouldn't be called smaller elections, but when the vote margin can be a couple of votes, maybe it is a T-shirt. You know, we can't control that, of course, but or it is a handshake, something like that. But I think most people, I would agree with you. Most people come here knowing they've read the literature, they've been swamped with literature, and they know pretty much who they're going to vote for. But I think I think of ourselves as kind of goodwill ambassadors, right? We're out here just to. And,
Yeah.
I have never found that people who are for, let's say, Bill Strissinger and people who are for Paul Bombeck.
Thank you for voting.
I think we've always been pretty civil with each other in all the elections I've been involved in. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, just talking.
I know it's
to
not
everyone.
newsworthy, but
Yeah.
it's the truth. Yeah.
A fight would be great, but like this
Very
is so
simple.
good that you come out here in the freezing cold. I don't. Oh my god. I'm in grade for this. That's why I'm out here. My hands
Where
are
are you
killing
from?
me. I'm from Bear, Delaware, but I'm living in Newark right now on the campus, obviously.
New Yorker, huh?
No, Bear, Delaware.
Oh,
Bear,
okay.
yeah,
I thought-
Bear.
I'm sorry, I thought you said New York.
Nah, I'm from Delaware my entire life. Yeah. I live in Middletown now, which is like close to Dover.
Yeah,
but,
it's
like,
closer to Dover, but it's
Yeah.
still like.
It's going to get closer to as it expands.
Oh gosh, it's getting so much bigger. This is my last question. I've had so much of your time, but my last question: are you gonna do this again next year?
Yeah, I'll probably do it again. I mean, I'll try. All depends where I'm
I
at.
think you'd be a good spokesman. Really.
Yeah, you're doing very well. Thank you so much for talking with me.